Hello, guys. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the predictions for NFL Week 8. I apologize for not doing Week 7. I wasn't able to. It was a very interesting week, but let's go ahead with the predictions for this week, and I promise I won't miss any more weeks. One moment. Here you go. So yesterday the Chargers destroyed the Vikings. That's very good for the Chargers because I believe I don't know if they had lost like two in a row. I don't remember, but they had played bad because I know that they have a lot of offensive linemen that are injured or they have injuries in general in their on their team. So that's good that they got the win. For the Vikings, it's unfortunate. I thought Carson Wentz might get like a second wind, especially with the weapons that they have in Minnesota. But he's had some okay performances and then some bad ones as well. So good for the Chargers. They got the win. They needed that one to stay in the fight for the division. The Falcons versus the Dolphins. Honestly, I predicted that the Dolphins were going to be really, really bad this year in the beginning of the season, but now I kind of feel bad for them. The press conferences from Tua, he's just getting destroyed from the media in general. It's his own fault, but still, I feel a little bit bad for him. Also, Tyreek getting injured, that was very unfortunate. The Falcons have played okay. They've played some very good games, some mid games, and some really bad games. I think their best game was against the Bills, but then they lost against Carolina, and I don't really know what to say about the Falcons. I think they're going to be second place in their division, probably either them or Carolina. But in this game in general, I'm going to go with the Falcons. Even though they said Penix was might be injured, I think he's still playing, but they said he was injured. I'm going with the Falcons. Bijan is awesome. Uh, for the Ravens versus the Bears have looked good under Ben Johnson. Caleb has struggled a little bit. They say he struggles with the plays that are like by the book. He's better improvising or whatever. So Caleb is struggling a little bit, but the defense and they look good under Ben Johnson, to be honest. For the Ravens, I believe Lamar is coming back, and the Ravens need to start winning if they're going to make the playoffs. So for this one, I'm kind of going with my heart a little bit, and I'm going with the Ravens on that one. The Bears could easily win it. If the Ravens defense is still like horrible, then the Bears will probably win. But I'm going with the Ravens on that one. For the Bengals versus the Jets, honestly, this feels like one of those trick games because they're not benching Justin Fields because they don't like the way he plays or he's unable to throw it. Um, and the Bengals look good last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I think I'm going with the Bengals on that one. Joe Flacco looks awesome. If they can protect Joe Flacco, if the offensive line can protect him, he's got the weapons. Um, so I think the Bengals will win that one. For the Panthers versus the Bills, this is a must win for the Bills. Otherwise, they might be spiraling downward. They had everything to be the one seed this year, but they've had some brutal losses against Falcons and against the New England Patriots, who look awesome. The Panthers are looking kind of good. I think they're on a 2 or 3 game winning streak, and they're playing kind of well. The Panthers. But for this one specifically, I'm going with the Bills. I think Andy Dalton is playing for the Panthers. Is starting, I mean. because I don't know if Bryce Young is injured or whatever. But for this one, I think it's a get right game for the Bills and Josh Allen, and just that team in general needs to win to keep the momentum. Especially they have the Chiefs next week, so I'm going with the Bills on that one. For the Texans versus the 49ers, they both have amazing defenses. I think the Texans, I don't know if they have the number one defense in the NFL, but they have a pretty good defense, and so do the Niners. Even though the Niners are injured on defense, Saleh has been making that defense play really good, and the offense for both teams is they are both struggling. Stroud, I don't know, he's not playing as well as he did in his rookie year, and for the 49ers, they have Mac Jones and a bunch of injuries on offense. I think Kittle is back. I'm not sure. McCaffrey's playing on a very high level. Um, I don't know. I think this one's 50-50, but I'll go with the 49ers on that one. For the Patriots versus the Browns, well, the Browns have an elite defense, that's for sure. They have a great running back. The quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, he's alright. He's okay. Uh, the quarterback for the Patriots, Drake May, is amazing. Diggs has been playing well. Booty has been playing well as well. Uh, and Vrabel just seems to have changed the Patriots, turned them around, really. So, I gotta be honest. The Browns could win it. They could win it, but it'll come down to Dylan Gabriel, and I don't know if Dylan Gabriel has what it takes to win it, or just like a shutout performance from the defense, which they can do. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with the Browns on that one, but I think the Patriots are the favorites. For the Eagles versus the Giants, the Eagles should win this, in my opinion. They had a great game last game after everybody with all the drama that Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, this and that. AJ Brown maybe gets traded. He's posting all this stuff on social media. Last game was amazing. I think he had over 100 yards, and Smitty also had close to 100 yards, I think. And Jalen Hurts just looked amazing. And for the Giants, they had a heartbreaking loss against the Denver Broncos. It was unfortunate that the kicker missed those two extra points, I believe. Or I think he missed a field goal and an extra point. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think the Eagles should win this, even though the Giants will put up a good fight. But I think the Eagles will win. Versus the Saints versus the Buccaneers. The Saints have played well, except for I think versus Arizona or Green. No, Arizona. They got destroyed one game where Rattler was throwing pick after pick. Uh, Buccaneers have a bunch of injuries, so I feel like this game could be closer than people think, but I'm still going with the Buccaneers and Baker, to be honest. Unfortunate that they lost Mike Evans for the season, but I think the Buccaneers get that one. Colts versus Titans. I expect the Colts to win this one. I mean, who knows? It might be a surprise game, but to be honest, I don't think the Colts are going to slow down anytime soon. The only time I think the Colts will have a rough time is if they face like a top tier contender for the Super Bowl. That's the only a top tier contender that could go to the Super Bowl. Like a Kansas City, or I don't know their schedule, but that's the only way I see them losing. And even then, they're a really good team. The Titans just don't have it right now. They need a lot of other players. They need to put players around Cam Ward. I don't like that the media is kind of shitting on Cam Ward. I don't think it's his fault. Uh, I think the Colts will win this game though. I'm going with the Colts. For the Broncos versus the Cowboys, I'm going with the Cowboys because I'm a Cowboys fan, obviously, but I do know that the Broncos defense is amazing. But I do know that Bo Nix has struggled the past the entire season, to be honest. He comes on in the fourth, like in the fourth quarter, he came on, but he struggled this season for sure. Um, and the Cowboys offense just looks amazing. Hopefully, they can get some trades to help the defense, and maybe they can be like a somewhat good contender. But this game is 50-50, to be honest, but I'm going with the Cowboys. I think Pickens, Dak, and that offense in general for the Cowboys they're gonna beat the Broncos, I think. Steelers versus Packers. This is probably the best game of the weekend. Aaron Rodgers going back to Green Bay. That's amazing. And facing Jordan Love, his student, I guess you could say. Um, I think the Steelers are playing well enough that this is going to be a really, really good game. The Packers had a great game against Arizona, but it's Arizona. The Steelers lost against the Bengals, so that's unfortunate. Um, I think I'll go with the Steelers. This game is a toss up 50-50, literally. Um, yeah, I don't know. They're both really good. If the offensive line can protect Rodgers, then the Packers will win. But I think the Steelers have enough to beat the Packers, to be honest. And Monday Night Football. Honestly, guys, I don't even want to watch any more Chiefs games because since they beat, who did they beat? They lost to Jacksonville, and then no, since they destroyed the last week, I think they destroyed the Raiders, and they look like the old Chiefs. They look like the best team in football. It's very unfortunate. No one that I've seen this season looks as good as the Chiefs looked the past couple weeks. Even in some of their losses, I told you guys that they're playing really well. They're just making mistakes, or usually if it's a one-score game or it comes down to the wire, they win. They always win. But they started slow this season. Now they got Worthy and Rasheed Rice back. It's very unfortunate, guys. I think the Chiefs are going to be in the AFC Championship again, unfortunately. And it's probably going to be Buffalo. Probably, I think. Because I think Buffalo will get their mojo back. But it's going to be Kansas City, Buffalo, and Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes are going to destroy Josh Allen and the Bills' dreams once again. Very unfortunate. I don't want to see the Chiefs win anymore, but I'm going with the Chiefs, obviously. I don't think Jaden Daniels is playing. He got injured last week. Even if he was playing, he's not playing that well anyway. So I'm going with the Chiefs on that one. And yeah, unfortunate. But thank you guys for watching. You guys can leave your predictions in the comment section and say if you agree with my takes or not, or with my picks or not. Leave a like, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.